Hi guys, this is going to be a great video. I'm really excited for this because we're going to show you 5 interesting lessons about how some of the biggest companies and some of the biggest industries in the US use automated content and use template variations to create very wide exposure and visibility and get themselves a lot of sales without having to pay tons of copywriters to hammer out tons of content and without having to pay for lots of creative development for lots of different templates. So I'm just going to show you that right now, and we're going to walk through these lessons, and they're interesting because they're going to answer a lot of the questions people have about how does Google treat content that's pretty much duplicated or varied, and how does Google treat templates that are kind of the same but different. So let's go through lesson number 1 here. That's Roto-Rooter. I'm going to walk through this, and if you go to their website, it's pretty simple, nothing major, but as you know, they're a franchise that runs nationwide. They're huge, right? They've been around forever. If you look at the site colon command on Google to see how many pages they have indexed on their site, it's 10,300. So they have 10,300 web pages on their website that are indexed. Now, I've checked them over the years, and they've always had that. If you're to look through this, you're going to find that this is not handwritten page by page by page. They did not pay copywriters to write 10,300 pages, and they did not invite 10,000 franchisees to handwrite their own content either. No, they created mixed and matched content, and you can see that in here. I'm going to go ahead and just sort of prove it. I opened a few of these pages that are different cities and different states. Okay, so here's one, and what's it saying? Plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both. Then you go to another one, different city, different state. It says trusted for over 80 years. But the third one goes back to this plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both again. They're mixing and matching combinations. Well, I took 2 of these pages and copied the contents and stuck them in a text compare device. Okay, so there's a site called text-compare.com, really awesome. And I went ahead and pasted in 2 of those pages. Everywhere that you see white, okay, no highlighting, that means it's the same verbiage between the 2 pages. Everywhere where it's highlighted, that's different. Something's different, okay? If you look through this, a lot of the content is the same from one page to the other, but they have chunks that are mixed and matched into place, and that's true. Then if you go and copy over a couple other combinations and check them out, you're going to see different blocks that get replaced. So that's the first lesson. They have a lot of variation. They wrote original content, then they wrote stacks that are similar that can be plugged and played. And then they ran automation to plug and play all these combinations to form their pages. They may have formed 50,000 pages and submitted them to Google. Google may have found value in these 10,300 and decided the rest didn't seem to say anything new, so they didn't bother to index them. That's perfectly fine. It's not going to bother Google any if somebody does that. So that's the first lesson, is that for everyone wondering if you can write, not word spinning, but if you can have variation content stacks and mix and match them sensibly, if you can actually create newness in pages. And the answer is you absolutely can, and that's the lesson we have here with Roto-Rooter. That's lesson number 1. Let me move on to a new lesson. Okay, so a second thing. By the way, you may know all of these lessons. I'm just going over them because they're interesting to those who don't know. All right, so here's Stratus Dental Group. And what they do is a lot of websites and structure for dentists nationwide. Okay, so websites are part of the solution they provide for dentists. They give them more as well. The contact software that keeps their calendar and appointments and lets everyone know when they need to come back in. Different things. But anyway, they usually sign off their website with theme by Stratus Dental Group. So I used that to do a search and see how many different websites they had that on. Okay, and in so doing, I wanted to take a look at their templates. Okay, so here's one dentist that they did a website for. You know, I just kind of scroll down. You can take it in real quick visually, and you can see what they got. Okay, there you go. Now this company, by the way, these are not simple guys. This Stratus Dental, often charging their dentists about $3,500 a month for the solutions they provide to them. They're a big player. So like Roto-Rooter, you would consider them an industry leader. Okay, so let's come back to the work they do for the websites. There's one, and we go here, we see a whole different dentist in a whole different city, and yet it's basically the same template. There are some modifications to it. It is a little different, to be sure, okay? But these are very similar, all right? They really are similar. Now, let's step forward a little further yet. Okay, I'm going to show you this. This is done by them too. And if you take it in, you kind of get the idea. Okay, it's sort of boxed in the middle. And yep, it's themed by Stratus Dental Group, right? Whole different dentist. Well, watch this. This is the same thing, okay? It is the same template, just with changes, okay, to the color schemes and so on. And then if I go further, here's another one. Same thing. Another one. Another one. Another one. They're all the same. Not just that. When you go through the images, you're actually going to see some that are the same from website to website. So for instance, if I go through, I might recognize some of the faces on some of these because they do some mix and matching. Okay. There. See that one? Yeah, they've got a few that are certainly the same in that sense. Now, and there you go again, right? Now, having said that, and there you go again, okay? Mixed and matched. Now, having said that, even if you take it further, some of these guys have the services link is clickable, and when I click there, I take in some of the faces here, and the order, just kind of like memorize what you see. And then we go to another website, go to their services link. Sure enough, it's the same thing, but in a different order, okay? Kind of that idea, all right? And they have that going on with a lot of these websites as well. So just to make the point, you can use a lot of the same materials, but mix and match them in different ways to create different user experiences. That's totally doable, and that's perfectly okay. By the way, I checked all of them. They're ranking for their main keywords in their cities, okay? Like Dennis Hot Springs AR. If you go look them up, you're going to find them there. Okay, same with the rest. I went ahead and checked, and yeah, they're all up. Okay, Google's not pinging any of these guys because the framework of the website's the same, and that's the point I want to make there. That's that lesson. By the way, the websites that we do, you know, they're at this level now. Okay, they're pretty nice all the way around. We're getting these things up and going the way we want, but we're creating this incredible stack of beautiful, powerfully interesting templates. They have really nice styles to them. So what if we were offering something like this to our dentists, right? You think that we could interest someone with a design like that maybe to upgrade? And what about this design? Okay, we have more than one design that we can offer out to the dentists, right? And there you go. Very cool websites all the way around. Awesome admin panels. Everything's coded great. All right, let me continue. So what do we have here? A lesson that you can use the same great templates with modifications for different websites in different locations for different keywords. Google has no problem with that. So what's the next lesson? That you can actually get multiple front page results for a single keyword. Ugly homes for sale. Pretty big, and that's a pretty big keyword. You can see 35 million results. Some of you guys have driven down the road and seen their poster by the side of the road. You know, we buy ugly homes, that kind of thing. Well, if you look at the first two, scroll past the ads and you open the first two websites. We have webuyuglyhomes.com and homevestors.com. Obviously, that's two websites there. Now, if we take a look, we see one of them. And then if we go to the next one, we might even recognize that guy from the poster, but there you go. Okay, we see another one. You know what, though? Look at the phone number. 866-200-6475. Come back. 866-200-6475. Can't tell me that these are independent operator websites. No. These guys did it. They have number 1 and number 2 results on the same keyword. Okay, so that's a lesson that if you have different user experiences, okay, this website's very different than that one, then what can you do? So you have different templates built. You can actually wind up ranking on the front page of the same keyword more than once. Why is that important? Well, say you're trying to rank for 100 total keywords, different things that people would type to find you. Don't you want to be as many of the results as possible on those pages for all of those 100 keywords? Everywhere people might slide up and down and decide to click on something they think is interesting, or maybe they think that reads better, or maybe that one. Don't you want to be as many of them as possible to capture the majority of leads and therefore sales possible? Yes, of course. And that is the lesson. Matter of fact, these guys are so hungry for buying all the distressed properties in the States, fixing them up and reselling them at market value, that they are just hungry for taking over everything. Let me show you some more examples though real quick because it's important to note. If you do a site search on WeBuyUglyHouses.com, there's 1,370 pages there. Now that's not as much as Roto-Rooter, which had the 10,300, right? But let's take a look at why. Okay, we scroll down, we start reading, and we see we buy houses in Wichita for cash fast. We buy houses in Toledo for cash fast. We buy houses in Indianapolis for cash fast. Kind of goes on and on. Not as much variability all the way around, right? So if we take a look at a couple of their web pages, the different ones on their website, and we do the copy paste into text compare, very little variation. All that white space, remember the nothing highlighted, they're the same. So the only thing that's really changed is the name of the city and surrounding cities, and that is it for the whole page. And yeah, I checked some of their other pages too, and that's what you expect. Having said that, they do have 1,370 variations of the main page, right? Their original page says what? We buy houses. All of these, this is where they got 1,369 more pages up, basically, because they went out of their way to create a page for each different keyword, right? Each different location. Do they benefit from that? Absolutely. They could be on the front page at least once for all of those different keywords, okay? Could they benefit from creating more total variability? Yeah, because then they might wind up like the Roto-Rooter example with, 10 times as many total pages in play. The more the merrier, right? That's how you get rich. Okay, let's continue. There's a main company that's doing all these websites for that industry, buying houses. They're hungry, like I say. They're called Investor Carrot. Okay, so Powered by Investor Carrot is something they put on their websites. Now they have these websites out nationwide. All right. So I decided I'm going to take a look. I mean, even for Denver, we see 79 results. And I thought, okay, I don't know how many websites that really represents, but it's quite a few. I can see that. Okay. Let's go and take a look at a good keyword there. Sell my house fast, Denver. Okay. Totally interesting. Heck, 60,000 results for it. I started opening the front, the first 10 results. And you know what? 5 of them belong to the Investor Carrot group. If you scroll to the bottom, you see it. Powered by Investor Carrot. Okay. And if you go to the next one and you scroll down, all right, Powered by Investor Carrot. It's the same company. Now they could be working with real estate agents in every location, or they could be emulating that. They could make it seem like they're different real estate agents, but really it's just their different websites. Okay. They could all use different phone numbers to forward to the main phone number that they answer anyway on behalf of all the websites. They could set up forwarding phone numbers for $1.50 each a month. And whenever somebody calls this phone number, their caller ID will say LVN Real Estate. So they know to answer saying, hello, LVN Real Estate, how may I help you? Right? Whereas on a different website, if somebody's calling this number, they would see on their caller ID, Home Trust. And hello, Home Trust, how may I help you? Same person at the same desk answering on behalf of all the different websites out there. Perhaps all the programs. Are they doing that? I don't know. Okay. Could they be doing that? Sure. Do people do that? Absolutely. That's very common in the industry, especially if you're hiring other people to field the upfront questions for you at the front desk, right? Some website marketing companies offer that kind of service. What's my point? Take a good keyword. What if you can be 5 of the results that people could click on? That's what they did. Now let's look at the other part of that, because this is interesting. This is one template style. Let's keep it in mind. Let's flip to another one. All right, probably this is different, okay? It's probably different, or at least different enough. There are many things that make it somewhat different. Let's say it is different. I'd say so. Now let's go. Now look at even this blue bar, okay? I want you to keep it in mind, because let's take a look at like the rounded corners in this contact form, this arrow. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, sure enough, you can see where this starts and where this ends. Okay, these are the same template. Okay, the same rounded corners, the same blue bar. Okay, just different layout. Okay, look at that. Even the same arrow you recognize, same rounded corners. They have multiple front page results right next to each other for a useful keyword. And they're only using 3 different templates that I can see here. I'm assuming that's one. These 3 are another. And this is a third one. Okay? And even that one might not be so different. But I'm going to say 3 templates got them half of the front page. 5 out of 10 organic results for that one keyword. And who knows how many more keywords they're showing up for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. If they're going after thousands of keywords and they're trying to show up as many times as possible, keyword by keyword, they're doing it with this method. Okay, so that's a lesson in going big. When you want to think like the big boys, you want many websites. You want them different formats, and the best efficient way to create them cost-wise is to create base templates and make variations out of them. And that's what we specialize in. Okay, so the next point I want to make, because this is interesting as well. Oh, keep in mind that template for a minute too. I went to another city real quick just to compare it. And sure enough, let's take this keyword like Sell My House Fast Atlanta. Okay, very much like Sell My House Fast Denver, Sell My House Fast Atlanta. Open the 10 results. What I see, 4 of these, look at that already. You recognize it by now, don't you? The Atlanta template here. And the first thing you see looks like that. Sure enough, right? And yet it's a whole different website. EastAtlHomebuyers.com. Totally different than FastFlowHomebuyers.com, huh? So this is FastFlow. That's Dryer, or whatever it is. And dryer, but it's the same thing, same template, right? So this could be different people running it or the same person. It really doesn't matter at all. Okay. So, here's one more thing I want to make a side note on, because a lot of people are interested in this. There were companies that tried to sue Google because Google allowed organic results that have fake information on them, like fake addresses and phone numbers. Okay. And for those of you that are just wondering about that, Google won the case. And this has happened like 3 or 4 times. And Google always wins the case for the same reason. Organic results are not guaranteed in any way to be accurate in any way, shape, or form. Google pays 0 attention to the validity of them. It does not know or care if multiple front page results belong to one guy or many guys. All Google cares about is showing best results and varied results for the keyword searches. That means if you create variety, then you're almost guaranteeing yourself a lot of front page positions. The more variety, the better. Okay, so the more templates, the better. And the cooler the designs, the more modern and the better coded. That means less chance of getting hacked or having virus issues. Easy admin panels means making simple updates that are awesome. That's all the stuff that we do. So let me continue this real quick, because I'll show you something else that's neat. Now, how many templates are they showing up in this for? Like I said, Sell My House Fast Atlanta, they got 5 results, or 4. That's one of them. There's another. Now, really look at this, because guess what? The next 2 were based on this. You'll be able to tell immediately. There it is. You can see it. Variations on the theme. And there it is again. Now, here's the point I want to make, and this is the next lesson. What if you have basically the same template, these three here, okay, and they're ranking right next to each other for good keywords, okay? Heck, there's what, 45 million results for this? Just, those 5 words show up on 45 million web pages all the way around. So the best matches for them seem to be right up in here. Okay, well, taking a look at those 3 similar templates that are showing up right next to each other, let's do a text compare because I'm curious. They're similar templates. Are they using similar verbiage? Let's take a look. So when we start and we look, okay, it seems pretty different on the whole. There's a lot of different print here. Oh, but wait a minute. The further down we go, nope. A lot of copied material. You can see it right away. Okay, so again, they're mixing and matching the material. How's that for crystal clear? And yep, I tried these all 3 websites. They're mixing and matching contents. Okay, they really are. It's that simple. All right, so your next lesson is if you use similar template constructs, but they're very different user experiences, and you have similar contents, in other words, the text blocks, and with variables, and you can mix and match them sensibly across the websites, then yes, you can absolutely make multiple websites rank for the same keywords right next to each other. Now, here's the coolest part for those of you who are technical enough about SEO to understand the value of it. How many of you are thinking, what about links? What about backlinks? Well, I had that on, okay? At one point, I took a good look because I wanted to know the same answer. Kind of waiting to see this thing kick in. It will soon. And I actually said, of these websites, I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to go check it out on Moz and look at the inbound links to it. Okay, so I got my lvnrealestate.com. You're going to love this lesson. This is an awesome one. It's the last lesson. Okay, so how does PageRank work? Okay, most of you guys know if you want to make a website rank higher, what do you need to do? If you want to make this website rank higher, you have other websites link into it. Okay, so you run over here and get this website to link in because it's some website you can get access to and put a link on. You run over to this one and get a link there pointed in. You run over to this, get a link pointed in. And then you spend your time just finding all these guys, even if they're smaller quality, say, less important. And you're getting juice to these guys as well as yourself so that you can really drive juice your way. Okay, that's kind of how it works. So the way you rank is to get other websites to mention you. Well, think about the natural benefit of creating your own websites. Instead of just having one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And not just that, look at this. Domain authority of 1 and 1. But what if they're backlinking another one? Ooh, they could shove its authority up. What if that and several websites are backlinking another one? Oh, they could shove its authority up. What if those guys are continuing to shove the authority up higher and higher and higher, up until they're getting really high authority on their master websites, these big ones up here. See? So they created all of this to make these stronger, right? That's huge value in having multiple websites. So I had to prove it. Are they going out of their way to do that? Are they linking some of these to other ones, some of these to other ones? I went and looked. You want to see it? It's beautiful. It's so obvious when you see it. Okay, so here I was able to look up the list and I started chasing down which one belonged to them. And I'm pulling up 2 of them right here. And these 2 are pointing links in at that LVN website. Where's that one again? LVN. I just want to find it. Yeah, this one. This one right here. lvnrealestate.com, right? Check this out. Okay? What's this say? And now I can kill this bar because you guys got the point. Everything's got a different domain authority. It's all different bubbles, different numbers of links pointing in from some of the sites that are stronger or less strong, but there you go. Okay? They use a bunch as the slaves to pay homage to their masters, who in turn pay homage to their masters, and that's a necessary sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice the rank of some websites by making them bend their juice to other websites and having them collect it and bend that juice to even other websites. Okay? Now that's fine, and it's a good thing, and you can still benefit all the websites in the act, but I'll save that for a different topic. Here's my point. Look at this. This is Sell Your House Fast in Connecticut, okay? What does that have to do with our LVN website back here, wherever that thing was? But take a look down here. How to sell my house fast in Seymour, Connecticut. When you need to sell a house fast in Seymour, Connecticut, contact information will reach out to you. Once we review the information about your home, we will provide you with a full cash offer. Now, do you see that? Your home is a link. Guess where the link goes? The front page. You can see it down there, right? The front page of lvnrealestate.com. Why do they do that? Do they have any business doing that? No. Should there be a reason that there's a link called Your Home pointing over to the other website? I don't know why. Your Home. What does that have to do with this? Not directly anything, right? But by definition, this link means this website here is voting for. It's suggesting or recommending that website there if you see a reason to click on that link to read more. Okay? They have the total right to do that. And yes, it's absolutely a huge advantage in rank. You want to see it on the other site too? Okay. Here's the other site. This one's somewhere else. It is in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So it's local. It's paying homage locally from one site to another. Check this out. You're in a rough situation telling yourself, I need to sell my house fast, Colorado Springs. If you hover over Colorado Springs, you get the Wikipedia link for Colorado Springs. Okay? That's a link paying homage saying I'll share my juice with Wikipedia for those who are interested in that. Google likes to reward that kind of thing. When you link out to Wikipedia, it gives Google a reason to consider also helping you a little bit. Now take a look down here. So what can you do to sell your house fast? Isn't that funny? Guess where that goes? lvnrealestate.com, but this time not the front page. It's going to a deeper level page called Sell My House Colorado Springs. And if you go, sure enough, you're there on that deeper level page. Sell My House Colorado Springs, different color arrow. Everything here is on this website. Do you get it? And then this is pointing at Wikipedia for Colorado Springs as well. Starting to remind you of this kind of graph and how these things are pointing around at each other. That's the point. Not to make a pun on the word point at this juncture, but here's the thing. When you auto-generate lots of websites, make sure you can auto-generate backlinks through the entire structure of pages, and not just to the main page of each website, but the exact page you want to get juice to so that those pages can rank. So you think, which are going to be my slave sites, tier level 3? Which are going to be my slave sites, tier level 2? Which are going to be the masters? And how do I want the pages on the deeper level websites to relate to the pages in the middle and relate to the pages at the top, right? There you go. Now that right there is going to take care of 99% of your rank. The rest of it is sure. Now that all of that is easy and managed and a cinch to produce, just go out and get some regular, good old-fashioned backlinks to some of the websites, somewhere like Yellow, biggerpockets.com. Just go find where your competitors putting their links and show up next to them. By the way, we see that happening here, right? lvnrealestate.com has links coming to it from those two sites I showed you, obviously, and other ones like this one. There's the anchor text. And this one, there's the anchor text and anchor text and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. And that's exactly the point, right? Is that this is how you drive your juice up. And this is how you rank higher but they could pay more attention maybe to some of these anchor texts. It's good when a lot of them are off. Some of them should be on, and some of them are on. Sell your Denver house. Selling your Denver, Colorado house. They're thinking about it, mixing and matching it. Can we auto-generate and auto-create all of these links throughout all of our websites for any project we do for you? Yeah. Could we do a project for you once that sets you up with enough material and enough varied templates to be able to pretty much do what these guys are doing at their level of the game? Yes. We can absolutely make you as strong as some of the strongest players out there on the internet. And there's basically two levels to that. One is to get as big as Roto-Rooter, as strong as Roto-Rooter, being one website with 10,300 pages on it, for example. Okay, to do that kind of a project. And then the higher level project is getting more of the sort of mix and match structures, right? A lot of them built, so that you can really push it, take over, set up websites for affiliates, agents, and so on. By the way, once the project is arranged, you're able to hit the button and generate as much as you want. And each next website costs you how much at that point? Just the cost of the domain name, like $12 a year. Okay, and you can keep as many as you want up after the first year and to let as many drop off as you want after the end of the first year. So you're not locked into anything, okay? So if you want to get into tools at this level, because these guys don't sell what they have. Roto-Rooter, whatever structure they came up with to make their website variability work, that's not for sale. These guys over here, Dental Stratus, you don't want to pay for their websites. Their websites are not all that awesome. And they're just selling to dentists anyway. That's their whole business. And they're going to sell for a large amount, okay? Most dentists are paying a lot, like $7,500 for this website plus, however much, like probably $250 a month or $500 a month towards SEO. Okay, how would you like to be able to just sidestep all of that and create everything you want for your own business, maybe for partners, and make everything rank just at the push of a button? Okay, so here's where you go to get access to these tools, and these are available for you to come in, study, explore, do for yourself, or give me a call so that we can discuss your project and do it for you. Okay, you would go to gettrialleads.com, and if you go there, you can see what's happening here. It's a collection of tools that you can use, or you can contact us to create projects for you. And so you'd want to get full access, and you need a coupon code for that. You probably have a coupon code, which is probably how you wind up on this video in the first place. So you would sign up, okay? If you don't have a coupon code, give me a call, all right? So that we can get you set up inside the system. Once you're inside, all right, then here's what you need to know just real quick. There are a lot of tools and options, free things and cheap things, okay? Two things of real value here. I mean, getting this far up the ladder. This custom T2H template for $9.95, this option here is the option that allows you to create something like this, okay? The Roto-Rooter example with the massive website for all the keywords you want times all the locations you want, and the ability to press a button to create more content anytime you want. But it won't be on a website that just looks like this older dated website look. It'll be on a top quality website of your choice. Either you choose, or you can say choose for me, and we'll come up with something for you that's totally awesome. All right? So there's that option. Now, for those of you who really want to take it far and you want to be able to produce at this kind of level we've been talking about here, then you want to get a stack of different templates that are all set up the same way that $9.95 project is. That'll be with variability and in the content and the template. It'll be awesome. Now, if you want to go far, you get this full Beauty and Beast takeover, and that means that for the price of 8 of these templates, okay, about $8,000, for the price of that, you get 10 totally different template designs, meaning different structures, where each one of those 10 can be used for all these variations. Okay, it's kind of like what Stratus Dental did back here. See, there's these. That's one. This is one template. This is a different template. This is totally a different template. But it's good to have that variety, right? That really helps you go from just having one result on the front page, all right, like this, to having 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, okay, different results on the front page. Okay, you might have 1 depending on your template. You might have 3 depending on your template. But if you get more templates, you can have more results. That's where ROI really kicks in, because you don't know what someone's going to click on. Once they click, they start reading. They may not come back. They probably won't even see you anymore. But if you have multiple front page results, you are dramatically increasing the tendency to get clicked, and therefore dramatically increasing how many sales you make. Okay? And that is best done with this full Beauty and Beast takeover. Once you're done, you can make unlimited websites at like $10 each, just the cost of each next domain. Okay? And we can do the whole thing for you. That's the purpose of the Beauty and the Beast takeover. We do it for you. All right. So there you go. There's your information. You can give me a call to discuss your project anytime you want. And yeah, let's see what we can do for you at your level and help get you from where you are to where you want to be.